Just waiting for us to go live. Just waiting for us to go live.
We are live now.
We are live. Okay.
Yeah, we sure are.
Well, I gotta tell you guys, happy goddamn Halloween. This is one of the, it's probably the best goddamn, welcome to the show, folks. It is Gaming Exposed with Haniko over there. She's looking very, very pretty today. Stand up and give us a twirl, Haniko. Let us see what we're working
with. Sure. So here's a torn sleeve right here. I got it.
Hang on, let me see if I can give you a bigger camera here. I don't think I can.
There you go.
A little bit.
Nice and ripped or whatever.
Okay.
And then, so remember when I said that this thing fit me? The skirt didn't. The skirt is like, you can fit two of me in the skirt.
Let's see. Stand up. Give us a twirl. I want to see what I'm working with tonight.
I'm wearing a belt for this. Hold on.
Okay. Oh, you look so pretty, Gene. You look so pretty.
And I got these going on too right here.
Oh my. Woohoo. You're gonna get us a ban on the channel, buddy.
My legs actually look pretty nice in these, huh?
Yeah, they look great, Gene. Are you trying to seduce me? What the fuck's going on, champ? Good. God, it looks good, buddy. Everybody, happy Halloween. Gene is Haniko from the great, probably at the moment, still my game of the year, Silent Hill F. And I don't know who the fuck I am. I was, you know what I was going to do? And I'm going to have to take a lot of this off because I can't hear without the headphones. And I was going to shave my head, and then I was just going to put like a little Quigley thing here, and I was just going to be old Charlie Brown. But I didn't have a chance to shave my head, so I figured I would just, the fact is this is not Halloween. I just have this shit lying around, which says a lot about me. But all right, let's get the show started in earnest. But hopefully you guys are having a delightful, wonderful kickoff to your Halloween. And we're going to talk about that. 1 second. Let me get into show mode here. God damn, can't see a thing. Whoo, Lord. All right. Well, I'll at least put on my Resident Evil druid cult member robe.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
so I can at least be something, either that or a
Modi SGB, or whatever they're saying. But yeah,
I don't know. I think it's Latin for give us more money. We're Capcom. Welcome to Gaming Exposed, the greatest goddamn show that's happening right now on this channel. We shut up, Addy Pie. He says, Jaffe, you could have at least put in some effort. I did put in some effort, bitch. You wait and see. We have a very big show today. We, of course, here's how we do it. We're going to kick off. The beginning of the show is not really going to be very Halloween-y because we actually have some news and game stuff we want to discuss. We're going to talk about a little bit of Resident Evil news. We're going to talk about Game of the Year. We're going to talk about not so much theorizing what's going to be Game of the Year, but is that still a relevant barometer? And is it kind of a pointless thing to chase after? We have some other things to discuss as well from the video game news. And then we do have some specific Halloween content ready for you. Combat says Gene is looking very, very sexy. He is indeed. I'm ready to give him some of those little Tylenol pills from Silent Hill F, and whatever happens next, happens next. But I do have some Halloween surprises for all of us. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to have to put your thinking caps on to see if you can beat a Washington Post journalist in video game, not trivia, but let's just say I've got some neat shit coming up. Okay. Here's the point though, how we do the show. I ignore the chat. Gene kind of looks at it peripherally, but I ignore it until the second half of the show so Gene and I can focus on having a good conversation. We love your super chats. We would love to get them. It helps keep the show going, keep it alive, keep it relevant for us to go, this is something people want. Memberships, super chats, let those roll in. We will get those in the second half of the show. There's also a link at the top of the chat in YouTube, which will allow us, if you want to click, we can take your calls live towards the second half of the show. And that will be with camera or without camera. So there you go. That's how we do the show. I'm going to push the chat off to the right, and I'm going to take off my Sith helmet. Whatever. It's not a helmet, you idiot. Gene Park, how's life, buddy?
Not bad. Glad it's Friday. Glad it's Halloween. I don't know what games I'm gonna play tonight to celebrate.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna do a Twitch stream, but I'm
Mhm.
tired. It's a long week, so I'm
Yeah.
doing this instead. On
Okay. Well, we
Zoom.
appreciate you doing this instead. Let me ask the chat: would you guys like me to take off this Halloween overlay because it is sitting over Gene's nose? Let me get rid of that. That's got to be
It is.
distracting for some people.
Yeah.
we'll
Even for me, because I'm trying to move out of the way because I don't want.
Let me get rid of that. There we go.
Yeah,
All right. So
there
it's
we
still
go.
a little spooky, but not as spooky. But we can live with it. Now, put this. I'll get rid of that.
Tucking in on October Friday, G. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Got a little tip going.
Yeah, it's been a long week. I know you had some without getting into it too much. Are people being nicer to you on social media when it comes to you doing your job and being a real journalist? Or are they still being a pain in your ass?
No. But it comes with the territory, and I spoke to some. I spoke to some coworkers of mine who also go through the same crap, like real colleagues, Washington Post colleagues, and they're like, Gene, you're like with someone with your size of audience, and I'm bigger than most people at the Washington Post. Then it's like it's bound to happen, and it's like, yeah, it sucks. I don't know how you do it, Jaffe. People talk crap about you all the time, but then you've been in the public eye for a long time. So
I have gotten, like I said a couple of days ago, I have gotten a lot better at it because you know what it is. I think.
It's hard though because you still clap back all the time. You were talking last week about sometimes you still like
and again, I don't really suffer that many consequences for it like you do because it's your job. But what I'll say though is, since I've pivoted this channel more to just focusing on the games and going out of my way because it's very easy actually to not be the negative guy. Not that I'm trying to be everything's great. It's not. And I'm always honest with the audience, but there's so much good that when I started focusing on that, when it comes to video games, I started going, a lot of these comments now just kind of wash off. Whereas in the past they would have stuck more. But I will say every now and then I'll read you one that I did clap back on today, which sometimes I just have to say something. I did a video about, the canceled Blue Point God of War game, right? This is like
you did, yeah. I haven't seen that yet, but I was.
It's like the beginning of the week, and whatever. But I always read the comments and stuff. And this guy wrote today, "Bro, it's fucking canceled. Why are you talking so much about it, motherfucker? Talking as if the game is going to release soon." I'm reading that and I'm like, it's not that bothers me or hurts my feelings. It's that I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. What? So I wrote back. I said, "Oh, you dear dumb fuck. Please understand, we ain't bros." Because he's like, bro. And then he said, "In a biological sense, we are actually all bros, dumb fuck." And I'm just like, okay, now I'm over it. I got my little juice out and I'm happy. But it's gotten a lot easier, Gene, is the point for me to ignore. Not even ignore. It just doesn't bother me, as much. But it took time. So you're thinking about what you're playing this weekend. I mean, okay, I'm going to show you guys later in the stream some of the games that I think are very Halloween-y, because there's a difference, I think, between horror games and Halloween-y games, right? And I play horror games year round. I love horror. I love horror movies. But as I see so many people going, "Oh, I'm doing a Halloween stream. We're going to play Resident Evil, or we're going to play Silent Hill and stuff." And I'm like, that doesn't feel Halloween-y to me. It feels horror, which is delightful, but I want something that really gets me in the mood of the holiday. So I have a couple of those I'll show you. And one I found yesterday that launched yesterday, and it's already in my top 10 of the year. It's a brand new game. It's cost you $7 and it's on Switch and it's on Steam. And I'll be showing you guys that later. Let me ask you this question about the video games. I was prepared to totally ignore, just because it's, I'm not that big of a multiplayer guy. I love Call of Duty multiplayer and Hearthstone and Marvel Snap, but that's kind of it. But I can't stop hearing now about Arc Raiders, and Arc Raiders is now, I think the current, if you go to Steam database right now, it's 250,000 players right now, and it just launched. Yeah. And this is compared to it just launched yesterday or the day before. And if you compare that to let's see, Battlefield 6 right now, Battlefield 6 is, it's 420,000 players, but you're talking about, a massive, yeah. And so I wanted, so I will be getting it this weekend and playing it only because I'm like, okay, I need to know what the fuck the fuss is, right?
Oh, it's Korean made.
Is it?
Arc
I
Raiders.
thought I saw some of the guys who worked on it were from some of these other teams, like whether it's Call of Duty or Battlefield, or they have a decent pedigree, and they made this, and it's been in, I think, production or early access or various forms of creation for quite some time, and it came out. And people are loving it, and it kind of is stealing the thunder of.
The publisher is Korean. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the developer is
developers Embark Studios, and they made the finals, so they're definitely not.
Oh, they made the finals?
Yeah.
Holy shit, they're on fucking fire right now.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I've yet to play any of their games, but apparently I should probably check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, well, this again, and I don't even really, you don't have to play this multiplayer, is my understanding, which is good. Even though I will play it with some people, I like the fact that it kind of will support you if you look so pretty, Gene. I like the fact that it will support you if you want to just focus in on your single player experience. So I'm kind of excited for this. I'll wait to see if the chat, when we talk to the chat later, what they think. But what's really frustrating and interesting and fascinating is that when you have a game like Battlefield 6 or Call of Duty 7 and these behemoths, and I'm not, this is kind of a semi-scrappy upstart that comes along, and sometimes that alone is the story that makes the fans rally around it, right? Sometimes it's
Expedition 33. People are in love with the story behind it. Silk Song too, Hollow Knight, Team Cherry, 3 people, 33 people.
Right.
Some people just really like the myth behind the making of it too.
That's right, and that can go. So I it's interesting when you look at like Arc Raiders, and it's like people are like, well, how did they do that? What do we take from it? And sometimes it's got nothing to do with the game. I'm not saying it doesn't in this case. Apparently, it's quite a great game. But that story, the myth behind the story, whether it's that or Expedition, or I think back to like just the God of War 2018 narrative, was so compelling that really did a great job at kind of boosting that into acceptance, regardless of the game happened to have been really, really great. Mm-hmm. So I think Arc is going through something similar, which is, I don't know if you can I don't think you can manufacture that. I mean, maybe you can. I guess a cynic would say, of course you can. You can. We totally manufactured that. I have no idea. But you're not a big multiplayer guy, though, are you?
I used to be, or of course, early in the early 2000s when I was younger. I used to compete locally on Guam in esports. Had a whole team going, and we played Halo and Counter Strike together.
Okay, all right. Well,
Halo 1 and Counter Strike. We used to get together every week to practice, and we did pretty good. I used to play a ton of Call of Duty, of course, and Fortnite. Fortnite is really.
Oh, that's right. You were playing. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
So yeah, in the last 4 or 5 years, no, I have not. Fortnite was kind of like my last hurrah. I love Splatoon for Nintendo. I love Splatoon so much. Mm-hmm. But it was more Splatoon 2 than 3, I think. Splatoon 3, I just kind of got tired of it. But Arc Raiders looks fascinating. I might have to check it out.
Game Informer is saying I can safely recommend the game to competitive multiplayer fans, especially those seeking a fresh and more challenging experience. They're not giving it a rating yet because it just came out, but they absolutely suggest that this could be the real deal. So that's kind of cool. Let me ask you on Splatoon, because the thing is, I always loved the mechanics of Splatoon, but I never, I just didn't really get into the multiplayer, and the single player stuff was always kind of, it existed as sort of a training thing. But have they ever gone and made a proper, full on single player campaign?
Splatoon 2 was very like tutorially. I completely agree with you. All the levels is get used to the movement, and here are the guns, and
it existed to train you for the multiplayer. That was interesting to me.
Basically, yeah. Splatoon 3 is a little bit of that, but the training wheels do come off, and there's actual level design and challenges, and an actual story that you have to discover, and you're going through. There's a narrative. Maybe the background design isn't as compelling. It's not like Mario or anything like that, but there is a story, and there is like narrative design and environments. The environments do change, and there is a story that like eventually progresses. You're finding new characters and everything like that. So Splatoon 3 has a much better single player, and it's great. It's a much better multiplayer too. I just got kind of tired of it, but
right, and that's not Switch 2 yet. They don't have a official Switch 2 one.
No, I don't think there's a Switch 2 official version yet, but it is. I mean, it already ran 60 FPS in Switch 1 actually.
Right.
I think the player hub was 30 FPS, and I think that's 60 FPS now. So they actually did boost it there.
It was really interesting when we were doing Bartlett Jones and we had drawn to death, and that didn't do well. And Sony said, okay, well, we want to do something multiplayer with you guys. And, I was the creative director and I was sitting around trying to design something multiplayer. And that's usually not really what I do. That's not my biggest strength. And I was just trying to, pull shit out of the ether. And Nick Kononellos, who now runs That's No Moon, he was just like, why don't you just take a template of something you like and twist it a little bit? And it's like, I know that's so obvious, but because I hadn't come up designing multiplayer games, it had never occurred to me. And so it happened too late. So Sony had already greenlit another game of ours that I thought was fine, but it wasn't as cool as this one, which was taking Splatoon, but it was doing it with like slime, and you could actually create objects with it that you could interact with. So you could kind of like make, it was like Harold and the Purple Crayon. You could like create a hot air balloon out of the slime, and then you and your buddies could, drop slime buckets on people down below. And if you covered a statue in slime, the statue would come to life and fight for your team and stuff. And it was cool. Yeah, you look great. Well, Hanako doesn't have the muscles though. She has the leg muscles, but you don't need to be showing off the biceps, baby.
I know, but they're saying that you need wolf arms. I'm just making sure people.
Oh, okay. You don't got the wolf arm.
I don't have a wolf arm, but I'm ripped. So
yeah, you're ripped. Sure.
Yeah. Rinko already pushed me down the fucking stairs.
Oh, that bitch, that little fucking bitch, man.
I was like, what happened to my arm? I thought I fell down like 3 steps. What the hell?
I know. No, she fucking. I don't know, man. It's like, look, Rinko. Let me ask you a question. If I play through all 4 endings of Silent Hill F, am I going to get a better idea of her and Shu's relationship? I mean, I understand what it is.
Oh, completely. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. If you have questions about what's regarding Silent Hill F, it's because you only played it one time.
Because I have a fucking life. Thanks, Konami. I'd love to play it more, but I got a million other fucking things to play.
Yeah, the subsequent playthroughs again will answer every question about what's going on with Shu, what's going on with Rinko, even Satsuko, all that stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. What about this? Now, I have never ran across, you may have in your travels, but did you ever meet Dan Houser from Rockstar when he was doing his Grand Theft Auto stuff?
I have never met him. Again, I don't. I haven't been in the games industry long, so I've barely met people. Even though I've met a lot of people, I met Kojima and Miyamoto. But
well, Houser was always, intentionally, hidden. Yeah, and part of me, I mean, I think he does almost as much myth building, in my opinion, conscious myth building as Kojima does. I don't think he was elusive because he's like, oh, I'm very shy. I think he was elusive because he's like, oh, I like that image it projects. This is me guessing. I don't know the man.
It's good. Did you ever watch HBO's The Young Pope starring Jude Law?
No, I hear it's great though. I really do. I want to see it.
It's so fantastic. But there's a scene in there where the Vatican PR lady is like, well, we're waiting for your approval on the latest round of plates, and like China to have your face in it, right? And then he was like, I want you to redesign all these plates, and he holds up a single white plate, and I want them all to look like this. And he's like, I don't want my face on it. When I do my opening speech, I want all the lights off of me, so I only appear as a silhouette.
Because he thought it would be dramatic, or he didn't want to have the attention.
Because he thought he would be dramatic. Because he asked the PR lady, he's like, "Who's the most famous writer of the 20th century?" He was like, J.D. Salinger. Who's the best French dance DJs around? Daft Punk. Who's the best cartoon? Who's the best cartoon strip artist ever? Bill Watterson. What do all these people have in common? They are never seen. Because it forces the audience to focus on their work, and that's what Jude Law, the Pope, the young Pope, wants to do. He's like he wants to focus on the work and on God's word.
I mean, I mean, it's really, to me, this is really interesting because I mean, I wanted the video game fame, as I say, such as it was. So I would leap when I was in the industry back in early, especially at any and every opportunity I could find for someone to just put a camera in my face or a notebook and a pen, you know, at my side and, oh, let me talk about my world and my vision, you know, and all this shit.
That's me too. It sucks. Yeah. It's a dumb idea.
But well, yeah, but I mean, I coveted it because I came up coveting people who had that, and so, but I remember at some point where
that's why you're streaming and you're talking too. You're still doing it, right?
Well, yeah, I'm doing it now because I'm just very overt about it, though. I'm not trying to hide. I don't need a product to come out to tell you what I think about politics. I'll just fucking tell you what I think about politics, you know. Yeah. But I mean, it's interesting because I remember being at a bookstore and I could see all of the Sony. You know, Sony was banging the drum, Xbox was banging the drum, putting their people out there. EA famously, you know, got Annie Leibovitz to photograph the early EA designers and be like, you know, trying to make them rock stars. But and Sega had even put out a book about all their people making games. But I was like, you know what? Nintendo never does this. And they've since opened up a little bit. But, and I remember thinking, I'm like, you know what, Jaffe, if you really love Twisted Metal, and I do, of course, but if you really want that property to be its own thing, get out of its way. Right? You don't need, games don't need a face. The face is Sweet Tooth. The face is Kratos. The face is Marcus Phoenix. They don't need people telling you what their games are about. I mean, I know people enjoy it and gamers enjoy it and the people being interviewed enjoy it, but yeah, you have to ask, does it really help your product? David
Lynch would never answer questions about his movies, you know?
Yeah. Or talk about it when, yeah, go ahead.
That's why I asked Kojima. I was like, why do you make some of your games so hard to understand sometimes? Where there's so many layers of complexity. He was like, it's entertainment. That's it.
You mean it's entertaining to have the puzzle?
He says I'm doing entertainment. It's entertainment. That's what he's saying.
I want to understand the question better. Then, are you saying
the puzzle, the working things out? That's part of the entertainment that he's.
That's part of the product. It's okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That's part of the product. Yeah.
Why were you ever able to get to the bottom of? Because, like I said, I've said this several times. I'm a fan of Kojima's work. I find his myth making incredibly obnoxious, but.
I've heard you say that, yeah.
But when you got to interview him, did you get a sense that he is very self-aware and he's like, dude, I know people find it obnoxious. That's part of the fun. Yep. Or is he not aware of that and he really thinks his farts don't smell? Or
he is completely aware of his own celebrity and he is just milking it and having fun with it, you know?
Okay, well, that's good. That's good then, that there is a self-awareness of that.
Yeah, you know, I hear that he's a tough boss, but otherwise he's actually quite, you know, like people always say that, like, oh, Kojima's always focusing on things, and it's like, no, he's only the focus because it's his name as the director, and he calls it a Hideo Kojima game. But I mean, he's also the guy that standardized, you know, credits for every single other person. You know, he's the reason why we know, like, military advisor, you know, so and so Motosada Mori, or art director, character designer Yoji Shinkawa, or even the composer Harry Gregson Williams, because Kojima was the guy who just was putting that in the front of the game. You know, when you
I found that so obnoxious. I still find that obnoxious.
But he's putting credits for other people in the game too.
No, I know. I find that obnoxious.
Okay, yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm a customer. I've bought like in the movies there are union rules. That's why we see those things there. It's not because ego. It's because it's like, hey, these are the union rules and these are the agents. The agents have made this deal and they're looking out for their clients. But I think game people took it and didn't really understand why it was there to begin with. And
because it's just copying movies, and which
is what
Kojima is doing. Yeah,
right. And if you look at movies like before the 50s or in the 50s and back, all the credits came at the beginning. And what that did was it was like, okay, now the movie started. We're going to get out of your way and tell a story, right? We don't want to get in the way with like directed by, edited by when you're trying to get into the immerse yourself. And I thought that was so much more respectful of the property. But sometimes game developers, and again, I'm not knocking Kojima. I am critical about aspects of him, but I love his work. But sometimes, a lot of times they'll just take shit from from movies and think, see, we're like a movie. It's like, do you even know why they do that? It's not something you should aspire to. it's a bunch of greedy agents, and not that unions are greedy, although I guess they could be, but that's what it is. It's not part of the art.
Unions can be greedy too.
They can, but I mean, in this case though, I do want these people to get their props. But I bring up Dan Houser though because I do think
sorry.
No, it's not your fault. We got derailed. It's a good conversation, but this weekend, it's already up right now on Lex Freeman. He's got an interview, and I Lex Freeman's hit or miss for me, but I like when he talks about all the Joe Rogan ayahuasca DMT alien shit. That's my cup of tea. So I'll listen.
He's blocked me on Twitter. Lex Freeman.
Have you ever met him? What did you do?
No, I thought he was doing this whole project where he was going to read a book per week, and he was picking out some basic books, and I didn't mean to sound like I was like being dismissive of him, but I was just saying like, oh, I'm surprised that he missed some of these other high school like era books, because like they're very like books that you read in like high school,
like Catcher in the Rye, or
like Catcher in the Rye, of Mice and Men, even Ayn Rand, stuff like that.
Right.
And so I was in a reply under one of his tweets saying like, oh, I'm surprised he doesn't have like he had Lord of the Rings even, or not Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Flies.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, I'm surprised he doesn't have this and this and this. And then he blocked me, and I guess he thought that I was being like a little condescending, which I get that it probably did sound condescending, but I meant to say that I'm encouraged. I'm glad that he's reading books.
Right. Well, what's fascinating to me about that is the fact that the guy's got over probably 1 million people on Twitter. The fact that he even saw your tweet to block it. I mean, I rarely respond to people with that many followers because I'm like, well, they're not going to see my fucking tweet. But there you go. But anyway, I think that I don't know if it's an interesting listen, but I imagine it will be. So if you're curious and you want to listen, because Houser doesn't talk a lot, he talks about Rockstar, GTA, Red Dead. He's got this new company he's doing now. So I'll give it a listen as I'm cleaning my bathroom.
I'll have to give it a listen too, because
see what happens.
Because I actually have a Houser's book on my nightstand right now. And
he wrote a book. What's his book called? I didn't know he wrote a book.
Yes, that's what this whole recent tour is about.
Oh, okay. I had no clue.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just about his? Is it like a biography or more of a business philosophy book?
It's a whole new story. It's called A Bear to Paradise.
It's fiction.
It's fiction. It's a whole new fiction,
shit.
and he's trying to start a new IP by starting with a book.
What are the what are the impressions from people so far? Is it well reviewed? I'm always fascinated when someone gets out of games that gets lauded for their storytelling and then goes somewhere else. And most people can't do it. I was really impressed by Neil Druckmann directing his episodes of The Last of Us because they were actually really well directed television. It's interesting because I'm always like, it's weird. After he finished that, he came back full force into running Naughty Dog, which makes me think either he's like, yeah, I can direct linear, but that business is a fucking nightmare. Or maybe he's just like, no, I like games more. I have no idea. But I've never met Neil Druckmann, but if I do, I'll ask him. I'm curious. Like
I met Neil, really nice guy.
Yeah, he seems like it. It.
Not a ton of reviews about A Better Paradise actually, which is strange. So hey, maybe I'll be the first one.
Is it genre based or what?
It's I think it's sci-fi.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about this. Mortal Kombat Legacy. Mortal Kombat Legacy dropped yesterday. Have you played it? Are you going to play it?
I have not played it. I've been busy redoing my my ROG Ally X, because remember I said that it had an employee.
You're erasing the whole thing.
So I decided to just factory reset the whole damn thing. So I've been kind of rebuilding my library now again.
Oh, it sounds like a nightmare, this thing. It's like I said, it sounds like one of these old machines from like early 2000s from Microsoft, or when remember that classic Onion video or Sony, it's like Sony's releasing another product that nobody knows what the fuck it is, and you've seen that, right?
Yeah.
And it's like
that was an era when Sony was just releasing stuff, and it's like, what are you doing? That's what VR is, kind of. It's like why did you make?
And you're like, I don't even know how to fucking work this thing. It's super fucking complicated, and it's what it feels like when I hear you describe your experience with the Xbox ROG thing. I'm just like, fuck that thing.
Yeah, but Mortal Kombat, I do have a code for it. I love Mortal Kombat. Grew up on Mortal Kombat. I met Ed Boon.
Me too.
I was at the DICE Awards in 2019. This was right when I was starting to cover games. But DICE had actually invited me to be a speaker.
Okay.
at their thing, which is incredible. Like, that's the clout that Washington Post brings you. Is that even though I was new, that's why so many people think that I've been around for so long, is because I just work at the Washington Post, and it's like half my time was covering politics.
Right.
But
what was your speech on at DICE? What'd you get? What was
it was a panel moderation, and
okay.
I had a Ted from Insomniac, the guy who founded the Star Wars Jedi Survivor studio. I'm blanking on the name. And you know, they make Apex Legends. I'm so tired.
Yeah, I know. Vince.
No.
It wasn't Vince Lampala?
Oh yeah, Vince. Yeah, Vince Zampella. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vince Zampella and Jade Raymond too was there too.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what it was. But then we were at a buffet, and then I was right next to Ed Boon, and then you know, I was chatting with him, and then one of the buffet line guys at the hotel was like, "Yo, is that the guy who made Mortal Kombat?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, you just served him food. That's crazy." But yeah,
get that food over here.
Yeah, but yeah, have you tried Mortal Kombat? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say first off, I mean, Ed is exactly what Ed is what is promised on the box, though. Like, Ed is Tom Hanks of video games, the nicest guy.
Very nice guy.
Really sweet, nice guy, very humble guy.
Yes. And Respawn Entertainment. Yes, thank you. It's funny because I'm actually literally playing Jedi Survivor right now, actually. But yeah,
I get that whole Infinity Ward and there's like the Medal of Honor guys that made it for EA, and then EA fucked them, and they went over to do Call of Duty, and that was Jason and Vince. But I sometimes get them mixed up with the guys who are Sledgehammer. I don't fucking know, but the point is, yes, I know you're
Raven Software, Sledgehammer.
Yes.
Yeah, I get them all mixed up too.
But yeah, no, Ed is great, and the first time I ever met Ed was we went out to lunch up in Foster City because him and a couple of people from Midway came down to talk about doing a Twisted Metal arcade machine. And I was like, are you shitting me? That would be the coolest fucking thing in the world. And, you know, it didn't go anywhere, obviously, because we don't have a Twisted Metal arcade machine. But it was a great meeting. And I've every time I run across him in real life or online, he's just really, really sweet. But Mortal Kombat Legacy, I got to be interviewed for it. I was one of the kind of talking heads there because I loved it. They reached out to me. I'm like, yes, this series is the shit. I adore it. And what's funny is I was playing, let me ask you this, when you get it, and if you don't know, Mortal Kombat Legacy is part of the Digital Eclipse kind of documentary game preservation series where not only does it have a bunch of games, but it has tons of interviews and concept art and photographs, and it's a real deep dive. And I love Midway Games and Eugene Jarvis and all that, so it's been a joy to go through.
Oh man,
yeah. If you don't, Robotron, Cruis'n USA series, he runs the game mechanics now, I think, but he also did Defender, Stargate. But anyway, that side of it's great. And then I said, okay, I'm going to play some Mortal Kombat, and it's got like Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3. Ultimate Mortal Kombat that had the online component. All the games are online, but that was, I think, what made that one unique. And then Mortal Kombat 4, and then they have all the home editions, right? And which one are you? I'm going to tell you in a minute which one I went to first, and it's the one I haven't gotten off of. Which one, when you play it, are you going to play first?
Mortal Kombat games. I will probably play one of the newer ones. I'll probably play either. Well, I definitely want to play the bad one, Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero.
Right, all those are there. That's right. That one, and there's another one. What's the other character? They do 2 single player Mortal Kombat adventures. Sub-Zero has one, and whoever it might have been Jax or Special Ops or some
Special Forces. Yeah, Mortal Kombat Special Forces.
Right.
Yeah, so I'll probably play those and Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, but also Mortal Kombat 3. I feel like because it's just been so long since I played Mortal Kombat 3.
Yeah,
that was a real like dial-up combo. That's when they implemented like the dial-up combo
and the run button. That's the first one I went to, and I haven't stopped playing it. And it was, you know, I 1 and 2 are more nostalgia.
Yeah,
but 3 I think is really the best OG or Ultimate 3, whatever
Ultimate 3 is fantastic. Yeah. The one that came out for PlayStation, that was fantastic.
And we used to have the machine in our office at Sony because we were going to publish it, and I adored it, and I forgot about Nighthawk. I caught myself playing it last night, and I just had this big grin on my face. And usually with like retro games, I'll play it for about 5 minutes and go, that was fine. That was a nice little trip down memory lane.
Oh, that's right. You're in the Digital Eclipse interviews. That's right.
I just said that, Gene. What the fuck is happening? What's going on? No. Let's put the show over here. Humanity comes first. What's bothering you, Gene? What's going on?
What?
No. I want to talk. We have an hour. You've paid for an hour. What's happening, Gene?
Therapist. Actually, I'm actually looking for a therapist right now.
I am too. I'm looking for a good therapist.
It's been a good couple of years, and I need one, but they're expensive. So
they are.
I'm looking for a cheap one. There actually is one going on at American University where they just get a bunch of students to do it, and it's like for $30 a session.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Chat GPT, baby. Just use Chat. Trust me, you'll be fine. No, but yeah, I am in it. And I was just grinning like a bitch last night. I mean, it really is. And I like the new Mortal Kombat games. I even found a lot to like in Mortal Kombat 1, but it really is a joyful game to play. It's not too complicated, but it's complicated enough. And
I was gonna ask you what you said in the documentary. That's why, but I stopped myself because I would rather just hear it like live in the game. And also,
I don't even. They interview you for like 2 or 3 hours, and then they cut it up at various parts. So I haven't even encountered myself yet, but I'm at the history of Mortal Kombat. So most of my stuff is probably in where they start talking about the impact of it and the influence of it, because there's no reason they would really talk to me at the beginning. I was just getting started in games when they were making that. But Ed Boon's history is laid out in there, and he started in pinball. I had no idea, and he made a pinball game with Eugene Jarvis, and they talk about the digitization of actors and how that was like a big fucking deal. And I was just like, oh yeah, I never thought about that. But it's out of all the documentaries Digital Eclipse has done, this is probably my favorite. I'm not sure if I'm one of these guys, whenever they do the press rounds on these things, they talk about preservation. I still have not been convinced that video game preservation is the kind of thing that we're supposed to care about. Like, I'm not saying we shouldn't care about preserving people's work, but it's not like film. I think we've talked about this. It's not like it's decaying in some vault. There's, if you want to play Zombies Ate My Neighbors on the SNES, just download the ROM and play it. It's not like it's digital. It's going to be pristine forever.
That's what I've kind of come around to as I've been really busy emulating, and I'm looking at these emulated ROMs. I'm like, this is preservation. I'm playing Oni by Bungie.
Right.
Here on my Steam Deck. That's incredible. This is a game that I've lost years ago, and here it is right now in 2025, and I'm playing it again. And just as how it looked and how it was. And sometimes the emulators don't work, like the Xbox emulator. I tried playing Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. And the water reflections are all screwed up in the emulation, but otherwise the gameplay is great. So
for most people's needs and for why most people would want to preserve it, I think it's good. PS3 has a lot of loss, unfortunately. Like I have I want to play Splatterhouse that Jay Beard, the guys who did Rise of the Kasai and Mark of Kree went on to do, and I have a copy of it, but I don't have a PS3 anymore. And so, and that doesn't emulate that easily.
Wow.
Yeah. That was their game they did with Namco after they left Sony. Yeah. And I was like, oh, Halloween. And I have it. It's sitting over there. I'm just
That's a great Halloween game. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That was so violent and crazy.
It was. It was cool. It was very, very cool. But I do.
That's right. Like you're part of this great celebrated legacy of people who make violent, gory adult video games. And so it's nice that you're included in Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat really is kind of the start of that. It was like Mortal Kombat was like NWA for video games.
And they have the whole Lieberman, the whole the Senate hearings and all that shit.
Because Doom and Mortal Kombat that are the NWA, where it's like, okay, we need to change the entire industry around the fact that reality has changed now. The reality of entertainment has changed now. And
the technology that again, I grew up, one of the first games I saw in the arcade was called Death Race, where you were these little black and white crosses that were basically supposed to be top-down cars, and you ran over pedestrians, and Skull and Crossbones appeared on the screen. And it caused a little bit of brouhaha, but once you started actually getting it looking digitized actors and John Romero's head severed and stuck on a pike in the level of doom, which is in there, I think that was when, the senators could go, okay, we can make some votes out of this. So, but it's good. I recommend it. The only thing it launches with that I think most people are bummed about is all the games for the most part are online, but it doesn't launch with your own private games yet. So you have to go into just sort of matchmaking, but they say that's coming soon because I really want to play Mortal Kombat with the community on this channel, because that's my Mortal Kombat.
Tell me about your history of Mortal Kombat. How did you discover it? You were older than me, so in the arcade, I was a kid. I was like 12 or 13 years old when.
Did your parents give a shit you were playing it? A lot of people in the documentary were like, my parents would not let me play it. I mean, I was
no, my parents didn't care. They were more concerned about the music I listened to until they listened to the music and they were like, oh, this is actually great too.
Yeah, exactly.
But I played Mortal Kombat at a Shakey's on Guam. And that's where my family
Shakey's Pizza.
Shakey's Pizza, yeah. That's where my family always used to go to. And they had a Mortal Kombat machine there, and I was so mystified by it. And when I saw some kid pull off a fatality, I was like, what?
Yes, keep going.
It was like a magic trick. It was like someone just pulled off a magic trick and made it was like a Jedi mind trick. You made these realistic looking people tear off another man's head. I was like, what is going on here? It's crazy. I asked him how to do that, and he didn't even fucking teach me because there were. You have to remember there was no.
Yeah, but there was no internet back then.
Yeah, there was no fucking internet. So the only thing I could do is ask a fucking asshole older kid to help me out, and he'll be like, "Fuck you, kid." And then
isn't that great? I mean, back I don't know how maybe people were like looking at their hands and going, "Oh, I saw this guy at the arcade do it," but that's pretty ballsy when you think about it. Like now, you can put this shit; it's up on the internet within 5 seconds before the game launches. But back then, if people had, I even think back, like I'm old enough to have played like what was that game called? Karate Champ. And all Karate Champ had was like a stick and a couple of buttons, punch, kick, up, down. There was nothing hidden in it, right? So if you walk into the arcade and you see Street Fighter 2 for the first time, somewhere along the lines, I don't know if Capcom was like, okay, we need to see that this is there, or people just found it by accident. But they put how much work did they put into Street Fighter 2? All those moves and shit, and it's like, I don't remember if they were listed on the cabinet.
They were some of the cabinets had the moves listed.
Okay. Mortal Kombat did not, and I guess people just knew it was a fighting game, so there had to be them, and I'll just look for them.
That's the mystique of Mortal Kombat. It's like there's just this mystery box, and that's why you get secret characters like Reptile, or
whatever,
Ermac, and what's his face going woohoo or whatever.
Toasty,
Toasty, and then Mortal Kombat 2 had friendship and Babality.
Yeah.
You're like, what is all this? Like, it just felt like this magical, mythical, mysterious thing that we all had to collectively work together to unlock and work together to.
Yeah, it was souls before souls, I guess. But my experience with it is I encountered it at a 7-Eleven on Wilshire, and I was living in Brentwood, and I was
7-Eleven.
Yeah, and I was writing a script at the time, and I would procrastinate by going to 7-Eleven and buying a Slurpee and gum and playing an hour of Mortal Kombat. And
gas station arcade machines are the best. Absolutely.
Yeah, in fact, I had 7-Elevens in Twisted Metal 1 because I had such an affinity for their place in kind of Americana culture and suburbia culture. And I had a letter from their legal department saying, yeah, go ahead and do it. And the guys out in Utah put Twisted Metal in the game. And then eventually, like well into alpha, Sony's like, what is this? Well, it's 7-Eleven. I have a letter. They're like, no, it doesn't work that way. It's a huge deal if you're going to fucking put brands in your game. I'm like, well, they gave me a letter, and they're like, and then they could never make a deal, and it got pulled out. But anyway, yeah, it is good. I recommend it if you like Mortal Kombat. I have no idea. I have such an affinity for it already that I couldn't tell you if someone's listening to this and they've never played Mortal Kombat. Or I don't know how they'll respond to it.
They're very stiff fighting games. They're nothing like Street Fighter or your Guilty Gears or or whatnot. They're very stiff.
Oh yeah. At least the old ones.
Yeah, it's definitely the old ones. The new ones, of course, Mortal Kombat 11 and Mortal Kombat 1, or they were a little bit more fluid, but
I love them. They're my favorite fighting game. The only ones I can actually play. So, by the way, I want to remind you as we move into the next topic, we love super chats here. We love memberships here. We want to talk to you. We want you to call in and talk to us at the back half of the show. I'm not checking the chat, so I have no idea what the activity is going on right now, but I do want to let you know that we will get to you guys. We're not ignoring you, but it allows the show to be more fluid. It also allows me to bring to the attention of my pal Gene Park very important things. If you guys are out this week and you are considering trick-or-treating tonight, actually, I don't want you to get scared, but this is a rumor that they are now, just all I'm saying is check your candy, check your kids' candy, because this just came out today, and it's pretty surprising. They are now putting Doom in Halloween treats. It's a Snicker bar that runs Doom. So, be careful. Be careful out there, you guys. Let's talk about Game of the Year, Game Awards. I'm starting to see the talk, and not just Jeff's show, but, the Golden Joysticks are taking nominations right now. DICE Awards will be here in February. The BAFTAs, all of the, I don't know if that guy, I forget what the guy's name was, one of these kind of, in my opinion, griftery guys, but he did the real Game Awards last year.
Yeah, side scroller Craig.
I didn't like that guy. I don't like that guy. But what's funny is like, dude, they've had that. It's called the Golden Joysticks. They've had that for that's the oldest Game Awards out there right now, and that's all fan base. So I don't know what you're talking about. But again, you'd probably have to play video games to know what the fuck, to understand that. But anyway, the bigger point is you're starting to see the conversations online about, okay, it's probably going to be Silksong and it's probably going to be Expedition 33 and this and that and the other. And I wanted to talk about it with you because I think Jeff puts on a good show every year. I think Jeff is absolutely right when it comes to, we need to put trailers in here. If it was just the awards, most people wouldn't watch. If I was the fucking Oscars, I would be watching Jeff Keighley and going, we need to start putting banger trailers in the Oscars if we want ABC to start getting ratings again. Like if I could tune into the Oscars and know, I'm going to get the first Avengers trailer and I'm going to get the first trailer for the next Superman movie or Supergirl trailer. I'm like, okay, you fucking right. I'm watching that. Right. But so I love the show he puts on, but And I don't mean, although we can go here, I don't mean it as a point of conversation about, aren't awards stupid? You're giving awards for creativity, blah, blah, blah. It's less about that, although I do agree with that, and more about the amount of games that come out that so many people don't touch. Like you have to play so many games just to be aware of what you don't know. Right? Like, I mean, the number of games that are viable and worth talking about that never get discussed in any of these, even the GDCs coming up at Game Developers Conference. It's kind of insane. So my question to you is, and I don't know if you're planning on doing personal top 10s make sense to me, but do you look at this as it's just pure marketing and it's kind of stupid and not stupid, but it's kind of pointless as a barometer? Or do you think there's value in this?
Yeah, I have, to be clear, there's nothing against Jeff and the wonderful production he does.
No,
just
I
like
love
you
Jeff.
said. Yeah, exactly. Just like you said, he is kind of winning at the award show business, really, right? Better than MTV Music Awards, better than the Oscars, is the Game Awards. They bring the traffic. So none of this is really a critique of him or what he wants to do. It's mostly just a critique of like the award season in general, right?
Yeah.
I have never taken awards all that seriously ever since 1995 when Pulp Fiction lost Best Picture to Forrest Gump, which is a stacked year. I actually looked it up right now. The 67th Academy Awards back in 1985. Forrest Gump won Best Picture. It was up against Four Weddings and a Funeral, Pulp Fiction, Quiz Show by Robert Redford, or with Robert Redford, and of course,
indirected
Shawshank Redemption.
Oh wow,
stacked year. I get it, I get it. But like Pulp Fiction is the movie that actually had the biggest impact, and it was the best. I saw it when I was like 14 years old, and I was like, this is the best movie I've ever seen in my entire life of 14 years. And when I saw Forrest Gump, I was like, yeah, that was a good movie. I'm kind of the same as I am now. I'm a 14-year-old schoolgirl.
That's how I like to envision you.
No,
if that's all right.
So I just never took it seriously. You know, Beck lost to Celine Dion in 1987. And I was like, come on, guys. Like,
what song did Beck have a movie in?
Not a movie. In the Grammys.
Oh, Grammys. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So the Grammys have always been full of shit. Yeah. The Oscars have always been full of shit. I've never liked anything by any of them. So you know, why am I expecting the Game Awards, another mainstream awards ceremony, to cater to my taste? You know. Yeah, Expedition 33 will probably win Game of the Year. I kind of gave up on what Game of the Year is for me this year. Actually, I don't know what it is. I'm just giving up and saying Ninja Gaiden Ragebound because that's the only game that I feel like gives me the happiest feelings overall. Yeah, is it a marketing tactic? Yeah, absolutely.
That's the Oscars were made for marketing. The very first Oscars was the studio heads getting together and going, "This is going to be good for business. Let's do this." Yeah, I mean, I get it from that perspective. I think I'm more curious about, is it, you know, there's the fun part. I'm not trying to like piss in people's cornflakes. Like, Jeff, you let us have some fucking fun. Yeah, enjoy, have fun debating what. Yeah, that's great. But in terms of actually putting up awards, do you think it does? To me, it sends a message of there are all these games that these people who are voting on, like, who don't even really play most of them or all of them. Mm-hmm. You can nominate games. I've been on nominating committees where you don't even have to have evidence that you've finished a game, let alone played a third of a game, to have your opinion held just as valid as anyone else's in deciding what goes on that list, right? Mm-hmm. I wonder if, you know, everything from that to putting something, even though I know people are competitive, so we like the best, but do you think the medium is better served by doing this in a different way? Or do you think it's like, dude, nobody gives a shit. Like, ultimately, time is the ultimate judge. Like you said, Pulp Fiction will live forever as long as there's, you know, film and humanity. I don't imagine most people are still watching Forrest Gump this weekend, but I imagine a lot of people are going to watch Pulp Fiction this weekend.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's just a flash. It's just a moment in time where we all get to celebrate games, really. You know, there was just recently, earlier this year, the Oscars had to implement a rule: you have to watch the movies that are nominated. And shockingly enough, that was never a criteria for that, and that's crazy. And so, if the Oscars people can't even set aside 90 minutes to 2 hours to watch 5 movies out of the year, or 10 movies now, then
they should be voting.
Yeah, or why should we be expecting the games journalists? And to be clear, I am not a juror on the Game Awards. The Washington Post does not allow any of its critics to be involved in any kind of awards at all, and that's the same with the New York Times as well. So that's the difference between like regular journalism and games journalism. Games journalism will willingly just like the Game Awards all full of people that are in the game journalist sphere.
Yeah, and even DICE. I mean, DICE is like
is like developers, right,
and publishers, and you know,
publishers.
And none of it's. I don't mean it's dirty like it's mafia, but none of it's clean, right? Because even the golden joysticks that are like, this is the one that the audience votes on. You think the audience is going to vote? You think they've played everything? No, they love this and they vote on this, and they will vote 20 times if they can figure out a way around the system. So there, you know, maybe the only real answer is just let time pass, and then we'll talk in 10 years. And the games we remember are the games we remember. I mean, it doesn't really affect anything except the discourse, I guess. And I can say that honestly because I've won some stuff.
Also influence,
and I got out of my system. But
I mean, influence too. You know, like. You know, I don't know how many Game of the Year awards Resident Evil. Let me look it up. Resident Evil 4 Game of the Year.
I don't know if it affects sales. Like it used to be with the movies. If you won an Oscar, like one of the big Oscars, you could get. I think they always estimated it was $50 to $150 million extra in box office.
Okay, Resident Evil 4 was named Game of the Year in several.
It was.
Magazines at least.
Yes, so, you know, but not all, thank God, because that was the year we came out. That was the last award I ever got, was for God of War. And so we won it, but you know, sometimes we won like one of the awards because Capcom didn't submit it, thank God, because I'm like, yeah, they would have won. But I mean, I don't think it
like Demon Souls, right? Like GameSpot was ahead of everyone else by naming Demon Souls that year Game of the Year when everyone was picking Uncharted 2. And it's like, well, both games were significantly great. Even I wanted Uncharted 2 to win back then, right?
Yeah.
But like both games also had like immeasurable impact on the industry. One creating a whole genre, and Uncharted 2 basically creating the over-the-shoulder narrative walk and talk Sony game that we know and love today. So
no, it's true. I mean, it's I think for me, maybe because I do play more games now than I ever did when I was in the industry, and I play a lot more out of the spotlight games. To me, I guess I have a personal frustration because I'm like, oh my God, you guys, what do you mean? You haven't even played half these games we're talking about. What are you talking? They're like, well, and then they go, oh, well, there's an indie game awards category. I'm like, that doesn't make any. Why would you separate them?
Why would you separate them? Yeah. That's what I don't like about the Game Awards. It's like it always feels like there's like, okay, we'll have one indie game as a nominee, just as a treat, just we'll give them a little something, but then we'll make sure that like every Sony game is going to be in the Game of the Year, and probably like whatever marquee, the Zelda or Mario game or whatever, make sure that gets in there. But it's that people always say there's a Nintendo bias. Like Nintendo doesn't really win Game of the Year awards, other than Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I asked Jeff. I've had him on the show a few times, and I asked him.
Oh, you've had him on the show? No kidding.
Yeah. He's he's really busy and stuff, but when he'll always make the time, which I appreciate. And I asked him. I said, what I would love is would you ever start showing, like, if there are 5 games nominated, halfway the first half hour in, you tell us what number 5 is and the percentage of the vote it got. Right. So as the night goes on, it gets, because I think it would make for a better show. And he's like, I'd never do that. And I get it, because it's probably would be really disrespectful if, Kirby Air Riders is nominated, but it has like 2%. I'm sure Nintendo would, it's better to just be in the, not to say that game's not going to be worthy of I'm just saying that, just something that they wouldn't want to piss off Nintendo. And that might not be a good look for Nintendo, but,
Yeah, anyway. I mean that's the thing. Like, so the Game Awards is not run by the industry, but it is funded a lot by the industry in terms of ads, of course. Right? Of course. And I've had to clarify to my own bosses, like, the Game Awards is not an industry-run event. It is run and operated independently by Jeff Keighley and his company. So I could try to be, so I could argue myself into being a judge and juror on the Game Awards, but Washington Post still denied that. It's like you can't.
Are you able, and are you interested in doing your end of the year top 10?
I can do my own top 10. I can do my own top 10 within our old platform, which I'm going to do.
You're going to? Cool.
I shall. Yeah.
How long does it take you? When do you have to start that article to go, okay, this is?
We start planning for it around November. So
okay, soon.
So that's why it's like I really got to get to like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Got to do blueprints. What else? 100 Light Academy, maybe. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get to all these games. It's ridiculous.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's weird, man. Okay. All right. I was curious. I appreciate it. I want to jump briefly to Resident Evil. I know it's your favorite franchise. Requiem official Road to Requiem came out.
I haven't seen this. Can we watch this live here? Or no, wait,
it's 10 minutes. Yeah, and we can, but I mean, I don't want to watch it 10 minutes.
It's okay.
But it's good. I mean, it basically walks you through the whole kind of lore of Resident Evil, well produced and all this stuff. But it got me thinking back to our Silent Hill F conversation a few weeks ago, which is like, I know if you play 4 times, you start to see the connection between Silent Hill proper and Silent Hill F. But if you play Silent Hill F through once, you would be forgiven for going, this has nothing to do with the Silent Hill that I came up with, right?
Sure.
And my whole thing to that was always, well, yeah, man, but Silent Hill is 20 something years old. You can't really expect them, to consistently keep canon as is on this 20-year plus soap opera. It's gonna be like comic books at that point. They got to have jumping on points and refreshes and reboots and I look at this that Requiem put out, and here they are, Capcom. I don't think you have to know the lore to enjoy.
Maybe we can let it roll while we're talking.
Yeah, I'll just play in the background.
Yeah.
Let me pause it. I don't think you have to know the lore or anything.
That's Maggie from Resident Evil Village.
I can never say her name. The Lady Duka. Haha.
Dimitresh. Yeah.
Dimitresh. There you go. But I guess I wanted to ask you, to me, Square Enix has it right with Final Fantasy, right? Which is, we've talked about this with Silent Hill. It's just like, let Resident Evil be your horror brand. But do you think there comes a point where it could be, it's almost an impossible balancing act to try to be telling this Umbrella Corporation story and Wesker and all these characters and things, and you're just like, I don't even know what the fuck is going on anymore in this thing.
Yeah, I mean, that was the issue with Resident Evil 6 in particular, because I mean, like, it's funny that she has this whiteboard to explain all this stuff. Like, I'm looking at this, and it's like, yes, it's a long, confusing history. That's Oswald Spencer right there. See, I know all this stuff already, right? Because I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. But Resident Evil, that was the issue with Resident Evil 6 in particular. I think that's the one that you haven't played, and also the racist one, Resident Evil 5. I'm not calling it racist. I'm just making jokes. It was a cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, Resident Evil 6 is the one where it was like the culmination of the entire series, where it has like here are all the characters, they're back, and we're trying to tell a weird story, and people hated that because they didn't understand it. It was stupid. It was trying to do too much at the same time. So that's why Resident Evil 7 was exactly what you were talking about. Let's bring people back into this world in an easier way, an on-ramp, kind of sort of a soft reboot. And then, of course, when you play the game, you realize that it's actually still connected to the larger Resident Evil story, but they're telling a unique story within that universe, which made
so Ethan Winters, who's the protagonist of 7, and I guess, is it his daughter who's the DLC protagonist, or
for Village, yes.
For Village, right.
Rose, yes. Shadow of Rose.
Who is the character in 8 in Village?
It's Ethan again.
Okay. So they were basically saying because I didn't even get that. I almost think of like Resident Evil 2 and 3 as a separate narrative. And I mean, maybe they have found a good way. I guess they're going, because I was able to come into Resident Evil 7 knowing very little about the previous Resident Evil games, other than just the most, peripheral awareness of Umbrella Corp. And I'd seen one of the movies, and I totally had no problems. So do you think this one, like from what you know about Requiem, does this one feel like a jumping on point? Or, because I hear people say this character, what's her name? Grace Ashcroft.
Yeah.
She's the daughter of who?
Alyssa Ashcroft, who was the main character in a very little known PS2 game. My really good friend Susie Spearhunter, you can go check out her YouTube. She has a whole explaining on this. It's called Resident Evil Outbreak, and this was Capcom's way of kind of bringing Resident Evil back on PlayStation, because Shinji Mikami and Capcom committed to doing Resident Evil on Nintendo. As opposed to the PS2, and that's why they put Resident Evil Remake and Resident Evil 4 on there, and they had to deal with Nintendo that we're going to have the exclusive rights to the original Resident Evil games, the new ones. So that's why Outbreak was like their way of like kind of getting out of the contract and also selling Resident Evil on PS2. But it was an online game; it was online cooperative. Okay, and that's impossible to play. Although I think that the emulation allows you. Oh, here, see, now we're covering Resident Evil 7, everything too.
Which I love. Loved it.
Yeah, I love Resident Evil 7. It's kind of like, I think it's a top 3, in my opinion. But what was I saying?
You were talking about how they put it on Nintendo and PlayStation.
Oh yeah, they put it on Nintendo, and so that's why like that might be some trouble, at least even for me, because I didn't play Resident Evil Outbreak. So I don't have the familiarity with this Ashcroft family and Grace, the daughter, and her mother, because I literally don't know who she is. So even I'm kind of, even me, a Resident Evil connoisseur and someone who considers this literally my favorite series of all time, I missed the one game that this next game is kind of hinging on. But they've said so little about the story. And I mean, that's probably what this video is for, kind of like a refresher for people to kind of.
I which sucks though, because I don't want to have to watch the fucking refresher.
I agree. So, but I mean, the nice thing though is that like Resident Evil 7 and 8 were kind of built in a way that, because I played 8 before I finished 7. Actually, I never played 7 before I finished 8. So I went into 8 No problem whatsoever. I was like, okay, Ethan Winters was the hero, the last guy, and now he's here again in shenanigans, and he has to rescue his daughter this time as opposed to his wife, right? And it was just fine. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that they kind of written the story in this way where if you have a lot of the stuff that will probably like matter to like Resident Evil lore nuts, it will probably be backloaded at the end.
Right.
When
right.
and
Yeah.
they did that. They did that in Village, where like there was barely any connection between the Resident Evil series, but they did that towards the end of the games, where both games, where they're like, okay, well, here's a little hints and bits of information to let you know that the rest of the Resident Evil universe is still going on right now.
Yeah, I always get frustrated with Resident Evil where like I loved Village. I don't know if the lore nuts love or hate Village, but I what I loved about it was so almost like universal horror, right? You had like the sea creature part, and you had like the creature, the Black Lagoon, you had the werewolf part, you had the kind of the witches and the it felt very much like haunted house Resident Evil. But
yes, it was a Halloween game. It was a good Halloween game. Yeah.
But all of them at the end have to put me in a goddamn lab. And maybe it's a Japanese thing that's scary. Like to me, I just think of like, oh, these are such boring levels. But like 7 ended. I think it was a cruise ship or something.
It was a cruise ship that they arrived in, yeah.
But it was all modern, and it was, it's like the sleek antiseptic hallways and whatnot. And like Resident Evil Village did the same thing. It was like a factory or something.
The factory was the lab stand-in, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, do you I'm just curious if I'm the only one. Do you like when they do that? Like that's part of their.
I love it. I love it.
You like ending in a more modern setting.
I love it. I think it's fantastic. The series is called Biohazard, so it always goes back to some kind of lab or factory or something like that, where it's like here is the root of the problem, or here is kind of like the issue, or whatever. I love the lab aesthetic. Every time I'm in the lab, I'm like, here we go. Cool. I enjoy it. What don't you like about it? Do you like
I don't think it doesn't tick my boxes for sort of, culturally. And again, I don't know what the culture of Guam is when it comes to horror, but in America, coming up with, starting with the universal horror monsters and then the slashers and stuff, so much of horror is sort of based in American horror around settings that either you can relate to or that are already kind of in the subconscious, like the forest with the werewolf or the castle with
Silent Hill does that too, of course, with the school, with your schools and your hospitals and everything like that. Yeah.
But then you get into the lab stuff, and I just think it's it feels like it's definitely more of a Japanese culture thing, like kind of like so much about the, you get some atomic bombs dropped on you, it's going to affect your culture, right? When it comes to Godzilla hitting different in Japan than in America,
technology and science and everything like that. Yeah, sure.
Right. So I assume that for Japan, maybe there's sort of, it's in the DNA almost, of this is just fundamentally makes us uneasy. Whereas I think for me, I'm just like, oh, it's just a bunch of boring white walls.
Well, the thing with Resident Evil is that it's always been a little action oriented towards the end. The power of Resident Evil is that you feel powerless at the start, and by the end, you have a fucking rocket launcher that you're going to shoot at the end boss, and you're powerful. And they've already been showing off Grace. Most of the gameplay we've been shown of Grace Ashcroft is her running away and being scared. But now they've shown some art of her wearing some armor and like holding a gun, and it's like, yeah, she's gonna arm up, and that's like the power fantasy of Resident Evil. It's like you're scared, but you're never gonna be weak forever. You're gonna be stronger, and you're gonna defeat the horror in an overwhelming way. It's so empowering. And it's gonna feel great. That's why Resident Evil 3, the remake, like every Resident Evil ends with some kind of like, one-liner and a big attack that you do against the enemy. It's pretty anime.
And let us know in the chat, by the way, about your take on the lore of this series. I'm curious about, do you feel it's overwhelming, or do you think Capcom is handling it well in terms of you don't have to have known, the history of the Raccoon City Police Department in order to enjoy playing Village kind of thing. But yeah, no, let me ask you one more question on this. So when you get this to review, do you ever kind of sit out because you're such a fan that you don't think you could give a valid take? Like, I assume you'll get an early copy. You'll be able to review it for the Washington Post. Do you go, I love this too much, it wouldn't be fair to give or you don't worry about that?
Because other fans can listen to me and be like, okay, well, I know what Gene likes and I agree with his takes on Resident Evil. So, if he likes it, then I'll probably like it.
Okay, cool.
And if you fucking hate me, then, then you know to go the opposite way or whatever. So
exactly. There you go. Okay. All right. Here's what I would like to do now. Let's go to the, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're in the second part of the show now.
7:11 right now, 7:11 p.m. here. 7:11 p.m. here for me.
Oh, 7:11.
11.
It's 11 minutes after 7.
Yes.
I understand now. I thought we were going back. You were referencing we were talking about 7-Eleven earlier. And I'm
both.
Like,
I'm referencing
to play Mortal Kombat. I don't know.
Yeah.
But so if you want to call in, now is the time. The link is over there at the top in the YouTube comments. And if you want to super chat, let me bring those over here to see if we have been getting any super chats. I have not been looking, but we would love them. This is the time for them because we're going to read them. And I'm also going to allow you to see if you are going to be capable of solving a couple of Halloween challenges in just a moment. But first, let's get to these very generous super chats. Andrew K says, "Happy Halloween." Thank you, sir. You as well. Ron, thank you very well. Man Cave Ron. Hauser, Dan Hauser was on Lex Freeman. You inviting him. We talked about that. I would love to have him. But,
You want me to ask him?
Yeah, Gene should ask him. He's not going to know who I am. But he don't know who Gene is.
You should know who you are. You're both PS2 legends, man.
I wouldn't even know how to reach out to him, but it would be great. It would be great.
I have his contact. I'll ask him.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween, you bitches. Have a bladed Milky Way on me. Thank you, Awesome Tatum. Eat box socks. Thank you, sir. He says, welcome back to Knockback. You goddamn right. MM Machine, thank you for the super chat. He says, Gene, can you confirm whether Kojima does in fact poop from his butt? The people really want to know. Thanks for all the hard and difficult work.
I have not seen him poop before. I imagine that he does. I would love to visit Kojima Productions. I wonder what that bathroom looks like in Kojima Productions. You think it's all white?
Oh, probably. And he probably sends somebody in to clean it every time someone finishes because it's like you can't run the risk of poop stains.
Well, that they probably will have a bidet there. Oh man, I miss bidets, dude.
Why don't you miss bidets? I have like 4 of them. You just order them off Amazon.
I know. I should. Well, like I miss bidets like everywhere, like at work.
Americans are filthy when it comes to bidets. It's like, dude, get a goddamn bidet. Yeah. Don't be a fucking caveman.
I can't believe calling things that like wiping shit on your skin is cleaner than washing it off.
No, it's delightful. Okay.
Hey, Max Darrett's in the chat. Hey, what's up, Max?
Who's in the chat?
A very cool YouTuber, very good essayist, Max Darrett.
No, I didn't hear the name is what I mean. What's it?
Max Darrett.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think I've talked to him before. Oh, yeah. Okay. Carlos, thank you for the super chat. Hey, have you guys seen the Fortnite, the Simpsons stuff? It looks amazing. Have a happy Halloween. You as well. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard about it. That they're bringing a bunch of Springfield to the map, but I haven't jumped in yet. One Pump Man says, happy Halloween, bitches. You as well, sir. Game Pro, thank you for the very generous super chat. Love you both. Glad you're doing this production. Just wanted to show some support. Happy Halloween. Right back at you. Beef, lettuce, and potato says, I'm listening at work, helping the time go by. Nothing to add really, except to like Drawn to Death. Thanks, pal. Have a great night, guys. You as well. Mickey Doe, I nominate Jaffe and Gene to host the Razzies for video games. Maybe
we can have our own little Real Game Awards.
I'm totally down. Well, but you can't do that though.
I can. It's just that it can't be like the big thing. Like you can't be like an organization. But
I would love to do it. Jay Styles, my buddy, he said, "Thank you, buddy." He says, "Happy Halloween." My girl Ashley walked in, saw I was watching you. She said, "War Eagle, you goddamn right." Ashley's a keeper, pal. Ashley is a keeper. Thank you for that. Down. Yeah. Oh, I know. They were in the car recently listening to one of our shows, and he's like, Ashley likes it. I'm like, that's all you need to know.
Lock it down, buddy.
Okay. Again, if you want to call in, talk to me and Gene, the link is at the top. You don't have to be on camera. You can just be with your voice. There you go. Okay. Now, Gene, I want to see who's going to get these first. Okay. I'm going to put something up on the screen. I am a pretty big deal in games. I'm a man about town, and I have connections. And so I have been able to send people out to the homes of various video game executives as well as video game characters to see what they're giving away for Halloween this year. Okay. And I want to show you about 10 of these and see if you can guess whose house we've taken a picture of based on what they're giving away with their candy. Are you ready?
Okay, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Here's the first one. Let me put it on the screen. Whose house are we looking at, Gene the Bean?
It's a rock venue with Doritos on it.
So they're giving out Doritos. We know that.
Jeff Keighley.
This is Jeff Keighley's house. That's exactly right.
Hey, there you go. It's just a Dorito. Is this AI generated?
No, this is Jeff's house.
It's Jeff's house.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Here's the next one. Interesting. Now this one's tricky. You can only take one of these.
You can only take one white flag.
Now, this could be a video game creator or business person or character. It could be any.
I will say it's Phil Spencer's.
Because yes, there you go.
Did I get it right? Because he's the surrendering the white flag and the green, right?
In the console wars, yes. He gave up. There you go. You're 2 for 2 so far, Gene.
Okay. I'm getting the vibe. All right.
All right. I'm a good game designer, Gene. All right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I'm getting all the environmental
clues. Okay. Now this one's interesting.
Ooh, this one's tough.
If you guys can't see, I'll zoom in. It's kind of a rundown house, and they're giving away a book called How to Understand Sarcasm. The sign says, I don't need these, take one.
Don't need these, take one. Okay. I don't know this one.
Yeah, you do. Think. Who would not need that book?
It's who would not need this book?
Yeah, he's giving them away. He says, I don't need these books.
It's either Colin or Smash JT.
It's not Colin. Smash JT. He doesn't. Yeah, there you go. All right, Smash JT. I'll give you that one.
Yeah. Okay.
What about this one, Gene? Please take one. Anyone, please. I may have to zoom in. You want to zoom in?
No, Leslie Benzies.
That's right. Those are all the Mind's Eye copies.
No, I can spot the Mind's Eye boxes from a mile away.
There you go. Exactly.
This one was the easiest one.
Okay. Here you go. Here's the next one. 24-hour fitness, and they're giving away bloody golf clubs.
Neil Druckmann.
Nope.
No?
Well, it could be Neil, but it's a character in a game. I should have made that specific.
Well, it's Abby then.
It's Abby. This is what Abby's giving away. You goddamn right.
Yeah.
All right. What about this?
I said Neil because I actually did an interview with him about why he chose a golf club.
Okay.
Yeah, he actually told me it's because his brother hit him in the head with a golf club, and that was like the first time he was like physically traumatized by any kind of like violence. So it was an accident, but yeah.
Understood.
Bread.
Specific kind of bread. Or a specific design visually of the bread.
Yeah.
Nice house, East Coast house.
I don't know this one.
You know the person who makes this kind of bread.
I don't know.
It's the Moriarty. It's
Mike's house.
Yeah, Moriarty's house. Yeah, because she makes the butthole bread. All right.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Let's see who's coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Whose home is this? Do you think?
This is Herman Hulse house.
That's right. God, Gene, damn! I thought some of these would be hard. Nope. Giving away all the Aloy toys because ain't nobody buying them. Yeah. All right, moving on. Now this one is near and dear to your heart. I don't even remember the kid's name. He's a character in a game, though.
Near and dear to my heart.
Shut up, Derek Robinson. I heard what Gene said about the lore of the golf club. What do you want to do about it? Ask 1,000 questions? Yeah, I get it. Come on, Derek. Hit me up with a question. I'll ask him.
Ice cream.
And it's melted ice cream. That's the key part.
I don't know this one, actually. Yeah, I give up on this one.
The fat kid in Resident and Silent Hill 2 who is eating the melted ice cream.
Oh, Eddie or whatever?
Eddie.
Yeah.
All right, last one. No, second to last one. Here we go. This is somebody in the industry.
I was gonna say Hinago.
No.
Somebody in the industry with a bunch of spatulas and kitchen tools.
Just spatulas.
Just spatulas. Someone in the industry. I don't know this one either. Oh, well, I was gonna say Micah again, but no.
No. It's the guy, the CEO of NVIDIA. I don't know why.
Wong.
Every fucking time, I get that they're doing a kitchen set and we're baking up stuff from NVIDIA. Who needs this many spatulas? Whoever decorated this set.
Yeah, Jensen Huang. Yeah,
that's his. In the last one, here we go. This
is my house.
No, this is a sad one though.
This is a sad one.
Yeah. Look at the decor of the house. What kind of house it is? Look at what's happening. There's nothing in there.
Itagaki's house.
Yeah, it's Itagaki's house. Okay. And there's the DOA beach bottle.
That is sad. That is sad.
I know. I'm telling you.
It's my house too.
I know. There you go. Can we talk briefly about some more Halloween stuff, and then I'll get some super chats and calls. I want to let you know for another day or two, Google is running their Google Pac-Man on their Google Doodle games. This is surprising. It doesn't run well. And there's bugs with the ghost. Like sometimes they just won't stop being eyeballs after you eat them. So it's pretty easy. But I just like Halloween-y games, right? Pac-Man sometimes is wearing a candy corn witch hat. Sometimes they're wearing a witch hat. The maze actually changes. So it's not like normal Pac-Man where it's every single stage, conceptually it's different. The map is cool and different. It's free to play, not a big deal, but there you go. If you like, if you like the Pac-Man, be aware. I also want to let you know. Oh, I got to show you this. This guy, I don't know if he's responded to me yet. Let me see. This guy is giving away comic books, but look, I don't know if you know much about comics, Gene, but tonight. Okay, well, look at the comics he's giving away tonight, and I'm like, I wrote to him and said, "Are you telling me these are real?"
No way. These are.
I don't think that's the real Fantastic Four, but that looks like the real Secret Wars, the Generally #1 X-Men. Because I know they've reprinted this.
Howard the Duck? Are you fucking kidding me? Howard the Duck is so expensive.
Right. So I wrote him. Let's see what he says. I don't know if he's written back to me.
Oh yeah, nice. You got the X-Men limited edition where Wolverine gets his shit ripped out. Look at those cards. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, what the fuck, right?
Wow.
And he tweets to a bunch of comic pros, so maybe he's in the biz or something. There's no way
giant size X-Men. Wow, these have to be fake, man. That's crazy. He's got like $1 million in front of his fucking house.
I want to see if he. I want to see if he wrote back to me.
Yes, I do know comics. I definitely know the expensive ones at least. So.
Let's see. I've got a profile.
And I was just at New York Comic Con where I saw a bunch of them. Like I saw Amazing Fantasy 15 in person for the first time ever.
Oh, he didn't write back to me, so I don't know. Maybe they're real, maybe they're not. I want to show you guys briefly. Now, this is, to me, my favorite Halloween game right now. This is not some deep fucking thing. This is not Silent Hill or anything like that. It just, to me, captures the joy of the holiday better than any other game I just played. It'll cost you $7. It's on Switch and it's on Steam. And if you played Wild Guns or if you played Cabal, it's like that, but it's just a love letter to fun, cozy horror. It's called Silver Bullet. The trailer is like 40 seconds. Here you go. Lots of mini games.
I like it, yeah.
Controls great, very fun. Lots of things like shooting gallery things to shoot. Very charming. Like I recommend it.
Look at that art style. Look at that character design.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
yeah. It's excellent. It's excellent. So it's from Flynn's Arcade and 1cc Games. So
Flynn's Arcade, is that a Tron reference? I guess?
Yes.
Yeah. That's fun.
All right. Let me see if there's anything else I want to show. Otherwise,
man, I grew up on Tron too. I love that movie until I realized it wasn't a very good movie.
Oh, I still love it though. I still love it, but
I still love it because it's so creative visually. Like there's nothing else like it. I haven't watched Tron Ares, of course, because
no. I have watched the second one, Tron Legacy. I thought was really, really good.
I thought Tron Legacy was not as good as I hoped it would be, but I've grown to kind of appreciate it. I actually kind of like it quite a bit too.
Yeah, I've been getting into a lot more for Halloween of these less like horror games and more just kind of retro arcade horror games. Like this is
Halloween
one,
games, like you say, yeah. The
yeah,
difference between horror games and Halloween games, like
and this one's really good.
Celebrate the Dead, you know.
Living Dead House is really, really good too, which I think is relatively new. The demo's out is what you can get right now. And then the last thing I do want to turn people on to is this amazing demo called Dead Format, which is about a woman who discovers these videotapes that allow you to step into them, and all the tapes, each one is a different era of VHS horror and or horror in general. And they capture there's a thing coming up here, the first level in the demo, where it feels like you're walking around like a Universal horror movie in 1940. Like the exit, here it comes right here. She goes to this door. And just walking around, it is so well done.
Yeah, it looks really good. The lighting and everything,
and the sound, the lighting, it's really cool.
This is like AAA.
It's not, but it is. I think it's one guy. But the demo's out now. If you're curious, I don't know if it's on console, but I have fallen in love with it. I think it's just so creative, and
that looks cool. Very creative concept. Yes, very creative concept, and the execution looks really, really interesting.
Yes,
I might have to check that out for sure.
All right, let's get to these super chats. Finish Ninja Gaiden, says Carlos. Thanks for the super chat. Kind of a disappointment, especially after playing Black, but fun. I might buy Silent Hill F next. I mean, they're very different games, man, but Silent Hill F has my highest recommendation. I don't know if Gene would agree, but I think so.
Of course, yeah. I'm surprised that you were disappointed with Ninja Gaiden 4, but Ninja Gaiden 2 is better. So
I liked 2 better. I didn't like 4 that much, but I guess he felt the same. And then
we talked about it. 4 is like very much like Combat Arena versus Combat Arena versus like 2 is like it just takes you on an adventure, man.
That's what I love. The Coltonk. Thank you for the very generous super chat. Gene, brother, man, I tweeted at you saying GOT, Game of Thrones. What's GOT? Was boring. I've gotten much farther along. What's GOT?
Ghost of Tsushima, probably.
Ghost of Tsushima. And I'm really enjoying it. I want Sucker Punch to embrace the weird and go supernatural with their next game. Harken back to Infamous. Thank you for that super chat. Did you see they leaked their game? Somebody leaked the game they were working on between Infamous and Tsushima today?
No, I didn't see that.
I haven't watched it yet, but it got leaked today and it's on the internet. I don't know if it's been taken down, but it's out there if you guys are curious about what their next game or what their game was and maybe what their next game will be. Maybe they'll go back to it. All right, I'm going to bring John onto the show. John, you're on with me with Gene and Jaffe, but I don't see you. Where are you, bud? Hang on. Gary Turbo, you're on with me and Good Sir Gene Park. What's up, pal?
Hey, I want to talk about these Xbox price hikes.
Okay.
These are the Xbox price hikes.
Which ones? Are you talking about the dev kits or are you talking about the Game Pass price? Okay.
All of that.
All of it, yeah. It's all happening.
These, like, it's just getting outrageous. Like, with Game Pass, people loved it because it was cheap. Like $15, then went up to $20. Now it's $30. And it's not just that, but video games as well. Like back in the 90s, video games at most was like $40, right?
Mm-hmm. That's not true at all. The Street Fighter 2, Chrono Trigger, they all cost $99, man.
Yeah, it's fluctuated. There's definitely
$99 in the 90s.
I'm talking about back in the 90s.
You're talking about once Sony came in. When Sony came in with the CD-ROMs, you're right. But before that, you were getting carts that were $79, $89, $99.
Yep. They were expensive.
And like video games shouldn't be costing this much, especially because video games are luxury. They're not really a necessity.
Well, then that's why they should cost so much. I mean, if they cost what they can afford to cost. If they wouldn't cost that much if people weren't paying for it, right?
Like look at like with drinks. When I gave up Coca-Cola mostly for ethical reasons.
Okay.
I started drinking like Arizona. And then when I looked at and then I had found an interview with the CEO of Arizona. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about why these cans of Arizona's cost $1. And he said, dude, we there's people out here having trouble paying rent. Why should we pay more for our drink?
Yeah.
And he talks about how he doesn't have, like, he has, like, everything's paid off. He doesn't owe any money. And I was like, that's that, because when I make my first game, I want to make my games like really cheap, but it's not going to be like, it's mostly going to be cheap price, but not the quality of the game is going to be cheap.
Well, I mean, they're not always affiliated, but they often are. But I mean, again, I just showed you guys a game that'll cost you $6. There's plenty of games that don't cost a lot of money that you can play these days on consoles or PC. If you're talking about the big budget stuff, I mean, people charge what they can get away with charging, and if it doesn't sell, they'll charge something else. But I will remind you, and I saw the Arizona thing you're talking about with the CEO, or maybe it was the head of marketing, but I will remind you that as much as that is a nice thing and they're not raising their price, ask yourself why they released that video. Right? I mean, it's still marketing. They're still going, we can differentiate by being the ethical company. None of these people are, I'm not saying they're bad human beings, but everything they do is calculated to separate you from your money. And that's not bad. That's capitalism and that's business. And, you know, we're all swimming in it, whether we like it, love it, or hate it. But, you know, the idea that you can even cite that interview indicates that they put it out there for you to go, oh, aren't they ethical? And just be aware that they're playing you like anybody else is playing you. They want your money.
But still, it's like the most I would sell for my stuff would be like $20. Okay. And that's for like if I want to release a box set with
which games have you made that I would know of?
Let's see. I only released like small bit, but like I said,
well, call us back when you make a game and let us know how much you charge for it. Because my guess is you're going to put your blood, sweat, and tears into it, and you'll charge as much as you can without, you know, obviously everybody's got their degree that they feel okay, and then they go, okay, that's scummy. But you know, you're going to charge what you can charge. And I think it's great that you're keeping an eye on that, but you know, I mean, it's
like, let's look at.
I don't want to, I mean, that's my gist. Gene, what do you got? Anything different than that?
I mean, the problem is that like all these companies are spending a ton of money to charge us a ton of money, basically. So the answer is to make games cheaper. They're going to look uglier. They're not all going to look like Horizon Forbidden West or The Last of Us. But I mean, that's the issue, is that so many gamers or so many developers are chasing that Rockstar high. They want their game to look like Red Dead 2. They want their game to look like The Last of Us. It's like, why are you doing that? You know, especially nowadays, that the biggest games out there right now are indie games that look cheap. Of course, Minecraft is the start of this, right? Minecraft was the start of this, but you know, even this year, Peak is made by a tiny team.
What is that? Art There Yet is the big one right now, and that's made by 3 guys.
Yeah. Which one again?
RV There Yet, which is the RV.
Yes, Are We There Yet? Yes, Are We There Yet just came out. I heard
RV because you're driving an RV, but it's play on the phrase. Yeah. So I mean, Gary, go with God, do what you got to do. But Gene's right. I mean, the market speaks, and if you want to be part of it, you got to kind of swim in those waters. But if you want to release a game for $5 and you think that's valuable and it's worth your time to have made, I think that's wonderful.
Well, like,
all right, that's all I got, Gary. Thank you, pal. Thank you, buddy. Call back. All right, there goes Gary off into the evening. Let's bring on John of Parappa the Rappa fame. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, nice beanie, bro. That's awesome. Hell yeah, dude. He's all PlayStationed out.
I got 3 more here, but I'm opening them on a different stream. But I
don't know if
love
hear him.
Oh, we can't hear you though.
You're muted.
You're muted, buddy.
Yeah, great visuals.
Yeah,
still can't hear.
You're turned up all the way on my end, so it's not me. I'll go to the chats while we're waiting for you to fix it. There, do something. Did that work? No, hang on. 1 second. Let me go to the super chats real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, please do, Bunny. Yes, I have to see. Bunny's gonna call in. She's got amazing makeup. This woman's insane.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
man.
All right, let's see.
You got Aloy there. Oh, man. Well, at least the visuals are great.
Yeah, you know, Herman Holst is giving a bunch of those away tonight for trick or treat. You can go get a real one. So, what do you got there? Oh, Astro, that's nice.
Astrobot. Yo, he's got the whole thing. What? Oh, I need that one.
Yeah,
that's great.
Call back.
You call back in.
Yeah,
all right,
call
man.
back.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks for the fun visuals at least, though.
Yeah. AI will solve ballooning budgets whether you like it or not, says JD. To some extent. I mean, eventually, sure. I mean, eventually AI will solve a lot of things beyond that. You know, I'm not an AI hater. I think it's I think there's a lot of cool stuff that it can do. I think I don't know. I mean, I get that we are absolutely going to suffer job wise because of AI, but you know, I saw, I think Sony Australia tweeted out today a pumpkin with the PlayStation symbols on it. And somebody assumed, and they may have been right, that it was an AI made thing. And they're like, with all your talent, you had to make that with AI. And I'm kind of sitting there going, I'm thinking two things when I see this. In fact, I'll bring it up while we're talking. But the first thing I'm thinking is, okay, well, what would have been the difference if you would have had an artist sit down with Photoshop and draw it, and then use all the Photoshop digital tools? Like, okay, I want to fill in this orange. You think they actually go in and fill in every single pixel of orange? They hit fill, they hit paint bucket, and then they go in and shade and this, that, and the other. It's like, where you clearly have some line that to me feels arbitrary about when it's okay for the computer to help you and when it's not okay for the computer to help you. And so I struggle with that, you know, but people really seem to be upset about it, but it is inevitable regardless. So we may as well. Yeah. Okay. Eternal says Microsoft just laid off thousands just to invest in AI. Yeah, that sucks. So what? It's got nothing to do, but that conversation is separate. It sucks people are losing their jobs and livelihood to AI. We can be mad at that. We can be mad we don't have social safety nets in place to protect that. But that doesn't mean that we have to go, let's keep riding around in covered wagons when there's a fucking Ferrari over here that we could drive around. I don't know. That's what I think. But I don't know. I mean, Gene, I know you have a different take, because who was it who just came out and got egg on their face for publishing a story in a major newspaper?
That was the Times of London. So a reporter of the Times of London got an email belonging to a one Bill de Blasio, a name that belongs to the former mayor of New York City. But this reporter emailed a Bill de Blasio, and it turns out it's just a guy with the same name. He's not the real mayor, but he got this email, and the reporter didn't even identify him as a mayor. He just asked the questions about what he felt about Zoran Mamdani. so this guy, knowing that he was probably the reporter was looking for the real mayor, decided to play a little prank and probably put into ChatGPT. Oh my, is that a AI generated PlayStation?
Well, PlayStation tweeted this out. I assume it's AI, but I don't really know that. But people were using it for sure.
Yeah. And then this guy, this one Bill de Blasio, the not mayor one. I'm not going to call him the fake one because he's real. He decided to put in ChatGPT, probably put in ChatGPT, give me a response like this, but in the voice of Bill de Blasio, the mayor. Wow. And it did that, and then he said, I didn't know that they were going to run it because I figured that their people would check it, but they just ran with it. So that's fucked. I just saw Fox News do a whole story about there's all these racist AI videos that people are putting up on TikTok about just all these black people complaining about or saying that they take all their food stamps and they just sell them for money or whatever to make black people look like scammers. Like, it's fucked up. It's just like AI would be fun, but it's being weaponized and used in fucked up reasons.
Yeah, I mean, but that's everything. But you're right. I mean, there need it's a real dangerous thing to regulate, because if we regulate it and China doesn't and Russia doesn't, then suddenly they're going to be way ahead of us. But I agree. I saw something today where it was Neil deGrasse Tyson saying the Earth was flat. He came around to the Earth being flat, and then he pulled back and said, "No, it's not really me. That's a deep fake. So be careful." But you wouldn't. I mean, I knew, but you wouldn't have known. But yeah, there's the pumpkin right there. So, all right, let's bring John back in, see if it works.
I actually got.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Gene. Go ahead, Gene.
No. I want to hear him.
We'll bring him back on.
Oh no! I actually got tricked by AI video on YouTube, where an AI generated script had Battle Arena Toshinden coming back to PlayStation, and I clicked it, and then not realizing that the video only had 2 views, and then I listened to the video, and it was just like images and like this AI voice, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so cooked. I'm a boomer. I actually just clicked into a clickbait, and I didn't even. I should have looked at the views. The views would have been a telltale sign. Like, why would a Battle Arena Toshinden video only have 2 views? I know it's a very niche game series, but it will have more than 2 views, especially for an announcement like that. So I'm just like,
back in the day, it was Rick Astley, so at least you didn't get Rick rolled, right? So
Rick rolls, yeah.
All right, John, are you working now?
Yep, should be.
Yeah, there we go. What's up, buddy?
There you go. All right, buddy.
Man,
you gotta believe.
I gotta believe. I'm fucking sick as a dog on Halloween night, and I'm pissed off about it. Just want to ask,
what room are you in? What it looks like a gym or something, like your basement?
I'm in a bunker, hiding from the nuclear war that's impending any day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, have you guys ever been sick on the holidays? Because I've been sick on Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween.
I've been sick on Halloween. I mean, I think it depends how sick you are. I think there's a coziness about being sick, maybe because I work so much and I feel not guilty, but I have a hard time just stopping. And so sometimes being sick will make me go, okay, it's okay to just sit in front of the TV and veg. But then I've been really sick on holidays, and that's the worst. Yeah. So, I mean, you don't seem really sick. You just seem like you should stay home and drink pumpkin spice latte and watch horror movies.
Got out of work, read comic books. It was definitely cozy sick. But then, like on Christmas 2 years ago, I was like throwing up, and that was the worst. So
that sucks. Yeah.
So what's up?
So my question is, should I play Silent Hill 2 remake or watch Evil Dead: Army of Darkness since I'm sick?
Oh,
I mean,
how do you feel when you play games where you're sick? Like, does it make the experience worse? Because like I'll tell you what, I actually, when I'm sick, playing video games can be kind of tough. I actually tried to. The last time I was super sick, I was trying to play Helldivers 2 with Dustin and Brad, and like I was like just out of it. I couldn't play. I wasn't coordinating well. I could barely talk and chat, and I was just like, I'm just gonna go to fucking sleep, guys. So I don't know. How are you when you're sick when you play games?
I feel like I get bored easier. I was playing Inside a little bit earlier today, and as soon as I got to one puzzle I couldn't figure out, because I haven't played it all the way through yet. As soon as I got to one thing I couldn't figure out immediately, I was like, all right. Turn this off and play Skate.
I'll put a poll in the chat and see what they think you should do. But I would say it depends on the game. When I'm sick, I can play Hearthstone and Marvel Snap. Anything that doesn't require like aggressive arcade energy, but just kind of sitting there and just like, that, or like a solitaire game, I actually find relaxing. Hang on, I'm putting up a poll.
Evil Dead, I think. I would say Evil Dead, especially. Okay, so I totally get what you mean when you hit a puzzle, and you're just like, I just can't do this right now. Yeah. Like I'm kind of not in the fucking mood for this right now. So that's the issue with Silent Hill 2, is that you probably hit a puzzle, like maybe like an hour or two in the game or something, and you're just like, oh, for fuck's sake, So, and it's like usually when you're in a better mood, then yes, of course, like cool, a puzzle, I'll figure this out. But if you're just like if you're just really irritated, then like I imagine you would be. I totally get like that. I'm just like, I'm not gonna play Helldivers. So watching a movie sounds like a great fucking time, honestly.
Well, right now 90% of the chat thinks you should watch Evil Dead. So
okay, cool.
All right, buddy, there you go. We're so happy to provide the service. That's something else we do here at the show. We will guide you through your illness. So all right, well, feel better and call back next week. Let us know how you went, how you doing.
Thank you. We'll do.
All right, buddy. See you
soon. Better, buddy.
All right, fellas. Well, I think I think Bunny was going to call in. Bunny, I know you're finishing your makeup, so I don't know. I'd love for them to see this woman does insane cool makeup, and for Halloween, I got to see what she's wearing. Bunny, are you close?
I'm trying to find an old picture of me on Halloween.
You know what? I'll show you. Yeah.
Because the last time I actually dressed up for Halloween, I was Steve Jobs, and this was 3 days after he died.
Was it meant to be like a jab kind of thing, or it was meant to be like you had that costume and what was it, him after he had cancer or what?
This was after he had cancer and he died. And 3 days later, it was Halloween, and I was like, or it was like there was a Halloween party, and maybe not Halloween directly, and I was like, yeah, why not? When did Steve Jobs die? When did
October 2013 or 13?
October 5th? Yeah. So I went to a Halloween party a couple days later, and I was just Steve Jobs. But I was dead. I was dead Steve Jobs. I was an angel.
I just want to. Oh Jesus! Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I should have a tweet of it actually. Hold on.
I'd like to point out to you gentlemen in the chat that are making fun of me because I asked Bunny if she was close. A real man doesn't ever need to ask a woman if she's close because he can read the signals. So you say that like that's an inappropriate thing to say. I don't say it in real life. I'm fully aware how close they are. I don't need to ask.
I found
speaking of,
I'll send it to you on Discord.
My God. Oh my God. Bunny Button. You are delightful. Look at her, you guys. Oh my God. Where's the horn, B?
I don't have a horn.
Oh my God. You look amazing. You look amazing. Are you doing a show tonight?
Yeah, we're just hanging out in the Discord. Bunch of us are doing costumes.
Oh my God. You look fantastic. Look at the little hat and everything.
I know, I got it all.
I know.
Oh
my God. What is Bobo Brown dressed as? The girl he hung upside down and cut open?
That boy, he will not let me put a costume on him.
Yeah.
At all.
Oh. You guys heard she's suing the movies, right? Oh
yeah, she said it ruined her career or something.
Well, no, she said that she wasn't supposed to be naked in the movie, and they coerced her. It wasn't in the contract. She got wounded doing it, and then she was supposed to get profits, like a point profit for that movie, and she hasn't really gotten anything. So, really sucks. But
yeah,
you look great, Bunny. You look great. I'm gonna swing by your Discord tonight and say hi if that's okay.
Yeah. Do.
Okay. Happy Halloween, Bunny.
Happy Halloween.
Good to see you.
I have a show idea we got to talk about soon. I want to do a horror show with you, Bunny.
I'm down.
All right, good.
No, I am.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
See you soon.
Bye, y'all.
Happy Halloween, Bunny. Yeah, she's amazing. Amazing Bunny. Okay, so you sent me a picture, Gene?
I did, of me as Steve Jobs and with one of my girlfriends.
Okay. I mean, let's see, where'd it go? You sent it to me on Discord or on Twitter? Okay.
Discord.
Bunny, you didn't have to go anywhere. I'm just saying I didn't want to keep you because I know you got stuff to do. I don't have it, Gene the Bean.
No, I'll send it to you on Twitter too.
Yeah, send it to me on Twitter. Yeah.
There you go.
You think, Rob's going to pop the question to Bunny? Yeah, you never know. You never know.
Who's Rob?
Hey, man. Rob the mod. He's a mod on our stream. You could do a lot worse than Rob the mod. Rob's a gentleman. All right.
Yeah, I feel embarrassed because one of the comments on last week's episode was you can see Gene fall in love in real time. But just by hearing your voice, I was like, hey, I was just trying to be a gentleman and try not to say something stupid. That's all.
No, Bunny's oh my God, there it is. Hang on. Yeah. All right, here we go. Who are the angels with you? Hang on, let me bring this on stream.
Yeah, that's me as Steve Jobs, October 17th. So it was 2 weeks. It was like a good 2 weeks later. So
good God.
Yeah.
So and you had not had cancer yet.
No, this is 2011, baby.
This is basically
14 years ago.
What the kids like to call karma.
I was 30. Hey, maybe that is karma. Yeah. So the girl on my right was my girlfriend, and the girl on the left was just some other girl. So
okay.
Friend of hers. So
let me ask you a question. I have to ask this, and I don't mean to bring up negative things, but it's Halloween, and you're healthy as a horse now, and we're all thrilled about that. And you've written about your cancer and your struggle going through all the treatment and everything. But was there ever a point, like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, but you came kind of close. Like it wasn't like, you had skin cancer and you caught it and you were fine. I mean, this was a real touch and go thing. Am I right about that? Or it wasn't?
Yeah. I had to go to the ER immediately because I had almost no blood left in my system. So I had to do a whole blood transfusion first of all. So I have someone else's whole blood like circulating throughout my body, and they kept me alive.
So there were times when you didn't know if you were going to make it, right? I mean, that's accurate.
Yeah. But fortunately, the doctor never gave me any kind of like, oh, you have this much to live, or this is your percentage to die, because all of that stuff doesn't really matter. It really matters from a different case to case on where your cancer is and everything like that. And mine was really large, actually. Yeah, and that's why I thought I had long COVID for a long time, because the COVID accelerated my cancer. And that's the thing. I didn't know I had cancer until I got COVID. And then COVID made my cancer worse, so that's why it just felt like COVID made me feel bad and made me feel like I was dying. And turns out, no, I had cancer for about a year, 2021 and 2022, and 2022 was when I was diagnosed. So go check your. I was 39 years old when I got it, fellas. Go get a colonoscopy. Go get yourself checked out. Go zap those polyps out of your butt.
Colonoscopies are great, though. Guys should not be afraid of them. At least if you get the drugs I got. I've said this before. I
what
can't
drugs
wait.
Did you get? What the fuck?
I don't know. It might have been fentanyl, because after I was done, I didn't feel anything. The prep,
but the prep though.
The prep. All I didn't have to do an enema. I just drank some shit and pooped a lot for like a day and a half.
I hate
and
that.
But then I go.
I'd rather get an enema. I'd rather get an enema. Just
regardless, though. The gold at the end of the rainbow is the way you feel after you come out of it, because the fentanyl.
You feel great. You feel
fucking great. So get a camera up your butthole. Nobody cares.
Yeah. And it feels great, especially when you get the news. Because I had a colonoscopy last year.
I'm having one right now, Gene.
Huh?
Nothing. Keep going.
Right now. Yeah, but it's like unfortunately, it was all clean, and like there's nothing better than getting out of the hospital, them telling you that everything's clean, there's nothing down there, you're good, and I'm a little high, and like I just know that all the pipes are just cleaned out. So it's a nice fresh start.
I was actually asking though, because I was listening to somebody who was sick recently on some YouTube video, and I was just curious, like, did you ever come to a point where you made peace with the fact that you may not make it, or it was
totally?
Oh, you did. Okay, you made peace. You were just like, well, this was it.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, I two of my friends, two of my very best friends, died of cancer. And I was like, I'll see you guys soon, man. I'll see you guys, because I used to go to clubs all the time. You just saw one of my club pictures. And they were my party pals, and I was like, I'll see you guys in the big club in the sky. I'm ready. I'll see you guys soon.
Were they were they alive, or they had already died?
No, they've been dead for a good 8, 9, 10 years now.
Okay, so. I see. Yeah. I was just wondering. I wonder if there comes a point where, obviously, people fear death, and I assume I would, but if there comes a point where you have enough time that you can just be like, okay, well, this is this, and I'm just curious.
This was it. Yeah, I wasn't sure. It was. I figured this is it. That's why. Like, even right before the surgery was real tricky. It was a 10-hour surgery. You had to do a lot. So there was a real chance that like I wouldn't even survive that. So that's why I was really nervous before the surgery. It took me 2 weeks to learn how to walk again. I couldn't walk. But my legs didn't work. That's how intrusive that's why I don't have a midriff on this costume right now, because you would see my surgery scars all over my belly.
Okay.
Because they really tore shit up in there and put it all back together. That's an incredible thing.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty fucking cool.
That's crazy.
Okay, so listen now, Gene. Here's the good news for us: is no matter what we've suffered through, the final thing of the show today is you'll never suffer like these people have. These are some of the worst Halloween costumes of all time. Here's E.T. These are homemade Halloween costumes.
That's so old too. I love that.
Look at this poor son of a bitch here. Somebody's mama made. Come on, man.
That's fantastic.
I mean, what are you doing? This is just. I got to go big on this one. Let's see. Let me click over here.
There was another year where remember those 40-some Chilean miners that was stuck in that mine several years ago.
Yes.
Yeah. So I decided to become one of them too one time.
Oh, you're very tasteless Halloween guy. Which is good.
Bit. Yeah.
That's good. Oh my God, look at the Ernie and Bert. Some scary shit out there. This is a lot more scary than anything you're gonna see tonight on the streets. Now this one, what is this Voltron?
Yeah, that's Voltron. This is back in the day when cosplay wasn't a thing. This is the best we could do, you know.
Come on, somebody's mom worked their ass off. I can make you a Voltron. You don't need to go to Toys R Us and buy that.
I know, that's so sweet, you know.
I know,
It's like, oh my god, they even have the numbers and everything too.
You'll remember that. You'll remember that.
Yeah.
Now this though wins. This is my favorite costume of the year.
That's the best one.
I mean, come on, that kid's too young to know who the fuck Ghost Rider is, but that's pretty fucking good, man.
That's fantastic. Pretty fucking
good. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Gene, I think that's the show. Unless there's something else you wanted to hit or talk about.
No, not really. Well, I just want to thank everyone for allowing this to happen. You know, you guys were so generous last week, so you know, I'm happy to have dressed up in this. I don't know if I'm going to keep this thing, but I kind of like how I look at it, though. Actually, right?
Yeah, you look great.
I kind of like how I look at it, though. It feels good, and my legs actually look fantastic. I gotta say.
I mean, what's the problem? Go get yourself a pipe. Go walk around. You know, threaten. You know, yeah, good stuff, Gene.
So end of the show ASMR for people there too.
Absolutely. Are you going to be streaming tonight then, or what are you doing?
I won't. I just want to relax and just play some games on my own. Now that I've actually set this thing up, let me just enjoy my life for a bit. So
understood. All right. Yeah. I may be over on Bunny's Discord tonight if you guys want to hang. I'll probably be playing some games. Maybe I'll stream. If not, I'm back all next week with videos and streams. But Gene and I are back Wednesday and Friday at the normal time, 3:00 p.m., 6:00 Eastern time. And we sure do appreciate the super chats, the calls, the memberships. Thank you guys for supporting our show and watching. Tell your friends, share it, consider membership, consider super chat, super thanks. We'll answer them all. And that's all I got. Gene, you want to wrap us up?
Yeah. Happy trick-or-treating and happy Halloween and have a great weekend, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out.
Now I just got to find the fucking thing to click a button here. Fuck it. I don't know where it went. Fuck it. Fuck it, Gene. We're just going to click this.